Imagine standing calm and grounded, no matter how chaotic life becomes. That's the strength that comes from mastering your mindset and developing resilience. In this video, we'll uncover 10 timeless Stoic principles designed to help you cultivate an inner strength that remains untouched by life's unpredictability. Why strive to control our thoughts when the world outside is beyond our reach? As ancient wisdom reminds us, some things are within our power and others are not. Lasting peace is found by focusing on what we can shape: our reactions, choices, and beliefs. While outcomes may be uncertain, our responses are always ours to command. These lessons will guide you to value character over temporary desires. Events themselves are neutral. It's our perception that gives them meaning. By facing challenges head-on, we grow stronger, shedding limitations and uncovering our true potential. When we accept the natural flow of life, we stop resisting what we cannot change and find freedom in acceptance. Join us in today's journey to explore the 10 Stoic principles that will help you stay grounded, no matter the storm. Let ancient wisdom guide you towards a deeper, unshakable peace. Number 1. Firm purposes. True strength often reveals itself when we confront life's toughest moments. Challenges, rather than being obstacles, become the crucibles where resilience is forged. Like seasoned sailors who earn their mastery by navigating treacherous storms, individuals discover their true character through adversity. This is not just a philosophical reflection. It's an invitation to embrace difficulties as opportunities for growth. When our sense of purpose becomes clear, the challenges that once loomed large begin to shrink, transforming into smaller, manageable tasks. Through this process, we cultivate a strength that cannot be easily shaken by external forces. Purpose isn't something that simply appears. It's discovered through moments of honest self-examination. It arises from considering what gives life genuine meaning, not just personal achievements or career ambitions, but the deeper values and principles that define who we are. When we align our actions with these core beliefs, we create a foundation that supports us even in the harshest circumstances. But understanding what matters is just the beginning. Maintaining a sense of purpose requires persistent effort. It demands consistent action, unwavering discipline, and the commitment to uphold our values even when faced with setbacks. A well-defined purpose serves as a compass, providing clarity and direction even in moments of uncertainty. More than that, it acts as a stabilizing force when life becomes chaotic. No matter how turbulent the external world may be, purpose keeps us steady, preventing us from being overwhelmed by fear or confusion. It offers strength when challenges arise and determination when doubts creep in. In the end, developing a meaningful purpose is not simply a matter of self-improvement. It's the cornerstone of mental resilience. It empowers us to confront hardships head-on, transforming difficulties into lessons and trials into milestones of growth. Purpose becomes a silent strength, guiding us through storms and helping us emerge stronger, wiser, and more grounded with each challenge we overcome. Number 2. If someone speaks ill of you. Epictetus taught that while we cannot govern the thoughts or behaviors of others, we possess full authority over how we respond to them. In today's world, this wisdom reminds us that people see life through their own lenses, shaped by their experiences and beliefs. It's inevitable that some will misunderstand, criticize, or act in ways that contradict our expectations. Yet, striving to control how others think or behave is futile. What we can control, however, is our response, and in that control lies the foundation of lasting peace. To avoid being unsettled by the words or judgments of others, we must first establish a strong sense of self. This begins with a deep understanding of who we are and what drives our actions. Why do we make certain choices? What values define our character? When we have clarity about our motivations and principles, external opinions lose their ability to destabilize us. A well-defined sense of purpose becomes a shield, deflecting unwarranted criticism and protecting our emotional balance. Confidence in our decisions and beliefs transforms outside negativity into little more than passing noise. However, true resilience is not only about inner clarity, it also requires the cultivation of patience and compassion. Patience is the strength that allows us to remain composed in the face of provocation. Instead of reacting impulsively or allowing emotions to dictate our responses, patience grants us the space to consider our actions wisely. Compassion, meanwhile, is the bridge that allows us to respond with understanding, even when faced with criticism or disagreement. It doesn't mean accepting unjust behavior, but rather choosing not to respond with hostility. Through compassion, we maintain dignity and uphold the integrity of our relationships. Ultimately, mastering our reactions is about more than self-control. It's about adopting a mindset that values thoughtful reflection over impulsive judgment. It's about recognizing that our inner peace is shaped not by what happens around us, but by how we choose to engage with those experiences. When we are anchored in self-awareness and guided by patience and compassion, insults and disagreements lose their sting. We remain steady, navigating life's challenges with quiet strength and clarity. This is the essence of emotional freedom, not letting the noise of the outside world dictate our inner calm. Number 3. Anticipating obstacles. The Stoic philosophy encourages adopting an active and prepared approach when facing life's inevitable difficulties. Rather than waiting to be surprised by hardships, the Stoics believed in mentally preparing for potential setbacks. This mindset isn't about pessimism, but about strengthening resilience through foresight. When we consider possible obstacles in advance, we train ourselves to respond with greater calm and clarity, turning moments of challenge into opportunities for growth. This process of preparation isn't meant to burden us with worry, but to empower us with readiness. By acknowledging that difficulties are a natural part of any journey, we reduce the shock and emotional turmoil that often accompanies unexpected hardship. Instead of being shaken by obstacles, we meet them with understanding and composure, knowing they were always a possibility. In doing so, these challenges lose their power to destabilize us, and instead become stepping stones that strengthen our character. Such anticipation transforms how we perceive setbacks. What once seemed like barriers can become measures of our resilience, proving our ability to adapt and persist. When we accept that adversity is not an interruption, but an expected part of life, we equip ourselves to navigate it with confidence. This mindset reframes obstacles as essential elements of progress, each one offering a chance to develop patience, endurance, and inner strength. By preparing for hardship, we shift from a reactive state to one of control. The journey no longer feels uncertain, but becomes a path where difficulties are expected, companions, not unwelcome surprises. Each challenge faced with preparation becomes a quiet victory, a confirmation of strength built long before the moment arrived. This readiness is not about fearing the future, but about meeting it with open eyes and a steady heart. Number 4. The power of acceptance. Facing challenges begins with an honest acknowledgement of the situation, no matter how uncomfortable or disorienting it may be. Acceptance means recognizing where you truly stand without resistance or denial. It requires setting aside frustration, fear, or anger, emotions that, though understandable, cannot alter the present reality. Clinging to these reactions only clouds judgment and prevents progress. However, acceptance is far from passive surrender. It is an active decision to face reality with courage and clarity. Instead of wasting energy fighting against circumstances beyond control, acceptance clears the path for focused thought and deliberate action. Only when you fully acknowledge the situation as it is can you begin to consider practical steps forward. This clarity doesn't eliminate the difficulty, but it strips away confusion, allowing solutions to emerge. Acceptance transforms a moment of uncertainty into an opportunity for growth. By releasing the urge to control the uncontrollable, you redirect your energy toward what truly matters, finding a way through. It shifts your perspective from dwelling on setbacks to identifying possibilities. This mindset helps you remain grounded, keeping frustration from turning into helplessness. Through acceptance, you regain authority over your reactions. It becomes a foundation for resilience, allowing you to stay composed and approach problems with a clear, focused mind. Solutions arise not from wishing things were different, but from embracing what is and choosing to act despite it. Ultimately, acceptance is the doorway to progress. It doesn't mean giving up, but stepping into reality with strength and readiness. In doing so, obstacles become less about defeat and more about discovery, revealing new paths forward and strengthening your ability to face whatever comes next. Number 5. No one can hurt you. Imagine receiving sharp criticism from someone you deeply trust. The immediate reaction might be a surge of hurt, confusion, or even a sense of betrayal. These emotions are instinctive, an automatic response to perceived rejection. Yet, while such feelings may arise without warning, Stoic philosophy teaches that how we choose to handle them is entirely within our control. The Stoics recognize that initial emotional responses are natural, but they also believe that these emotions do not have to govern our actions or thoughts. The real power lies in what comes next, how we interpret the situation and decide to respond. Instead of being overwhelmed by negative emotions, we can pause and create space for reflection. Is the criticism valid? Does it reveal something that could help us improve? Or is it rooted in misunderstanding? This process of thoughtful evaluation allows us to detach from the immediate sting and focus on what is constructive. Rather than reacting impulsively, Stoicism encourages embracing rational thinking. It is about acknowledging the emotions without being ruled by them. Feelings, though powerful, are fleeting and should not be mistaken for objective truth. By observing them without attachment, we gain the clarity to choose responses that align with our values and long-term growth. In this way, criticism, even when painful, becomes an opportunity for learning and self-awareness. It challenges us to confront discomfort, not as a victim, but as someone seeking insight. By responding with patience and understanding, we strengthen our character and demonstrate inner stability. This choice to respond thoughtfully, rather than react emotionally, becomes an act of self-mastery. Ultimately, it is not the criticism itself that defines us, but how we choose to meet it. The path to resilience lies in using these moments as a chance to refine our judgment and reaffirm our commitment to personal growth. In doing so, we take ownership of our emotions and actions, ensuring that our progress is shaped by conscious choice, not fleeting reactions. Number 6. Embrace internal control. Think about the power you hold in shaping your life, not by controlling external circumstances, but by mastering your thoughts and actions. Life is filled with unexpected challenges, but how we respond to them defines the path we walk. If you're drawn to exploring these deeper ideas and ready to reshape how you navigate life, you're already on an uncommon journey. You're seeking growth, not comfort, willing to question assumptions and embrace change. Stay with us, and you'll uncover a mindset that can transform how you face life's uncertainties. And if these insights resonate with you, consider subscribing to support this exploration. This approach may seem straightforward, but when fully embraced, it can fundamentally change how you engage with the world. It's not simply about distinguishing what you can influence and what you cannot. It's about learning how to focus your energy where it matters most. We are constantly surrounded by a whirlwind of opinions, global events, and everyday problems that can stir anxiety and frustration. Yet, the wisdom in Stoicism is timeless. Our true strength lies in controlling how we respond, not in controlling the world itself. You can't control whether it rains tomorrow, but you can decide whether to carry an umbrella. You can't control someone else's opinions of you, but you have complete authority over your reaction. So why waste time stressing about things that lie beyond your influence? It's like trying to change the direction of the wind when all you need to do is adjust your sails. The real power lies in steering your own course, choosing actions, perspectives, and attitudes that reflect your values and intentions. By directing your focus inward, toward the things you can shape, your mindset, habits, and responses, you begin to reclaim control. This doesn't just make you better at solving problems. It cultivates a deeper sense of calm and balance. When you stop giving energy to forces you cannot change, you create space for clarity and meaningful action. Imagine the peace that comes when you release the urge to control every outcome and instead focus on mastering your approach to whatever life presents. This isn't just about feeling calm in the moment. It's about living a life rooted in strength and clarity. It's about investing energy into what helps you grow, rather than wasting it on what only drains you. That's the essence of Stoic thinking. Not an attempt to avoid hardship, but an invitation to meet it with purpose and resilience. By understanding that real control comes from within, you empower yourself to face the chaos of life with confidence and grace. Number 7. Pause and reflect. Before reacting, life constantly presents moments where we are faced with choices about how to respond to what happens around us. In these moments, the difference between an impulsive reaction and a thoughtful response can shape our experiences, relationships, and personal growth. There is immense power in the ability to pause, a brief moment between an event and our reaction that can alter the course of any interaction and, ultimately, our lives. Think about encountering a situation where someone says something that stings. The first instinct may be to react immediately, perhaps with sharp words or defensive silence. However, such reactions, driven by raw emotion, often intensify the situation and lead to regret. A more mindful approach invites us to pause, take a breath, and step back from the emotion. It's an opportunity to ask ourselves, why did this affect me so strongly? Is it the words themselves? Or is there a deeper fear, insecurity, or memory that this moment has touched? Learning to embrace this pause is about cultivating awareness. It's training the mind to observe emotions, not as forces that must control us, but as signals that can guide deeper understanding. Our emotions, though powerful, don't dictate reality. They offer insights, but do not have to command our actions. When we create space to examine what we're feeling, we allow our responses to come from clarity rather than instinct. This doesn't mean ignoring emotions, but understanding them enough to choose the most constructive path forward. This practice also nurtures empathy. By pausing, we give ourselves the chance to consider another's perspective. Why did they say what they did? What might they be feeling? This mindset shifts conflict into connection, transforming confrontations into conversations. When we open space for understanding, we dissolve tension and replace it with compassion, which deepens relationships and leads to more thoughtful, respectful exchanges. Choosing to reflect rather than react isn't just about avoiding conflict. It's about shaping character. Every time we resist the urge to respond impulsively, we reinforce our capacity for patience, wisdom, and self-mastery. Over time, this creates a sense of steadiness that anchors us through life's ups and downs. We become less vulnerable to external pressures and more in control of our emotions and reactions. When faced with difficult moments, consider pausing and asking, "What am I really feeling and why? What might be motivating the other person?" This simple but powerful habit can transform your experience. It's not always easy to pause in emotionally charged situations, but the rewards are significant. You'll find yourself handling challenges with greater grace, preserving relationships, and building a stronger sense of inner peace. In the end, it's this small, intentional pause that holds the potential for growth. It creates room for thoughtful decisions, deeper understanding, and the kind of strength that isn't swayed by emotion, but guided by insight. By mastering this practice, we gain the ability to navigate life with calmness and confidence, turning even the most difficult encounters into opportunities for wisdom and connection. Number 8, reframe your thoughts. Living a life grounded in Stoic philosophy means embracing a perspective that fundamentally changes how we experience the world. At the core of this philosophy is the realization that it's not external events that dictate how we feel, but the interpretations and meanings we assign to them. Life constantly presents us with situations beyond our control, but how we choose to perceive and respond to these situations is entirely within our power. Think about a moment when you found yourself caught in an unexpected delay, like being stuck in traffic. For some, this becomes a source of frustration and impatience, an irritation that seems to ruin the day. But for others, that same moment can be reframed as a valuable pause in an otherwise busy schedule, an opportunity to enjoy music, reflect in silence, or engage with a podcast that stimulates thought. The circumstances are the same, but the experience differs entirely because of the meaning each person assigns to it. This is where Stoicism offers its most transformative insight, the understanding that events themselves are neutral. It's only through our interpretation that they gain emotional weight. We have the ability to shape our experience by consciously deciding how to perceive challenges. This approach is not about ignoring difficulties or suppressing feelings, but about understanding that our emotions are born from our judgments. When we learn to question those judgments, we open the door to greater emotional resilience. By becoming aware of our automatic reactions and learning to pause before responding, we give ourselves the power to choose a different perspective. Instead of viewing an obstacle as an unfair inconvenience, we can see it as an opportunity for growth, patience, or reflection. This isn't about pretending everything is positive, but about shifting our focus to what is constructive. It's asking questions like, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "How can this challenge make me stronger?" It's about choosing to engage with life's difficulties as experiences that build character rather than diminish it. This shift in thinking also creates space for deeper understanding. By looking beyond our initial emotional responses, we allow empathy to develop, not just for ourselves, but for others involved in any situation. We start to see conflicts and challenges from multiple perspectives, opening the way for more thoughtful and compassionate responses. The strength of this approach lies in its simplicity. Life's chaos is inevitable, but suffering because of it isn't. By reframing how we interpret difficulties, we reduce unnecessary stress and cultivate inner peace. We no longer feel like victims of circumstance, but become participants in shaping our experiences. We begin to meet life's setbacks with curiosity and determination, turning even the harshest moments into opportunities for learning and growth. The next time you encounter frustration or hardship, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is there another way to see this? What can this situation teach me? It's a small shift, but one with immense power. Through this practice, every challenge becomes a stepping stone, every setback an invitation to resilience, and every obstacle a chance to strengthen the mind and spirit. This is not merely coping with life, it's thriving through it, guided by the wisdom that how we perceive the world shapes the reality we live in. Number 9. Cultivate self-sufficiency. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the pursuit of true freedom, an inner liberation that comes not from possessions or circumstances, but from cultivating self-reliance and emotional resilience. This idea is not about withdrawing from the world or rejecting its pleasures, but about building a life that doesn't depend on them for fulfillment. The Stoics believed that true strength arises from within, and that genuine freedom is found when we reduce our dependence on external factors and nurture our inner virtues. To live freely, according to Stoic thought, is to cultivate a sense of independence that isn't dictated by material success, social approval, or even favorable circumstances. It's about recognizing that while life's pleasures and comforts can be enjoyed, they should never be allowed to control us. Imagine how empowering it would be to know that your peace of mind doesn't rest on having the latest possessions, achieving a certain status, or being validated by others. Such things, while enjoyable, are fleeting and beyond our control. But the strength that comes from self-awareness, discipline, and integrity, those are enduring, and they form the foundation of true freedom. This type of self-sufficiency isn't about rejecting joy or living a life of deprivation. Instead, it's about developing the ability to appreciate life's offerings without becoming attached to them. It's about learning to value what you have without fearing its loss. In doing so, you create a sense of stability and strength that no external change can shake. By focusing on cultivating inner virtues like patience, wisdom, and self-control, you build a foundation that remains steady even when life feels uncertain. This mindset also encourages simplicity. It invites you to ask, what do I genuinely need to live a good life? Often, the answer is far less than we assume. By stripping away excess and focusing on what truly matters, you free yourself from unnecessary burdens, both physical and emotional. Life becomes clearer, more focused, and less chaotic. You become more adaptable, more resilient, and less shaken by the unpredictable nature of the world. And this simplicity extends to relationships as well. When you're not seeking others to complete or validate you, you engage with them more authentically. You no longer approach interactions from a place of need or expectation, but from a place of generosity and sincerity. You give freely, not because you seek something in return, but because you are whole within yourself. This strengthens bonds and allows relationships to flourish in healthier, more meaningful ways. Practicing this form of self-reliance doesn't mean cutting yourself off from life's pleasures or denying emotions. Instead, it's about learning how to enjoy what life offers without becoming enslaved by it. It's about understanding that your happiness is safest when it comes from your character, your choices, and your perspective, not from the unstable and unpredictable world around you. By embracing this approach, you transform how you face adversity. Life's inevitable difficulties no longer feel like threats, but become opportunities to strengthen your resolve and deepen your understanding. You begin to navigate challenges with clarity and calm, knowing that your sense of peace doesn't depend on things beyond your control. In the end, this form of Stoic self-reliance offers a profound kind of freedom, a freedom that is rooted not in what you possess, but in who you are. It's about cultivating an inner world so stable and resilient that life's ups and downs cannot disturb it. It's about needing less and living more. And when you reach that state, you don't just survive life's trials, you thrive through them, armed with the kind of strength that external change can never take away. Number 10. Embrace Amor Fati, love of fate. The Stoic principle of Amor Fati, or love of fate, is a powerful approach to life that encourages embracing every experience, whether joyful or challenging, as an essential part of personal growth. It is not about surrendering to circumstances with resignation, but about cultivating a deep appreciation for life in all its complexity. This perspective transforms acceptance into an active engagement with reality, urging us to welcome every event as a meaningful part of our journey. Rather than resisting or resenting the difficulties we face, Amor Fati invites us to see them as necessary stepping stones. Every setback, frustration, or unexpected twist is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and develop inner strength. Life is unpredictable, and adversity is inevitable. But when we view challenges as essential to our evolution, we gain the power to transform them into moments of growth. This mindset doesn't suggest seeking out suffering, but encourages finding value in it when it arises. Hardships become not just obstacles, but teachers that shape resilience and character. This approach fosters emotional freedom. When we accept that life's events, both pleasant and painful, serve a purpose, the fear of misfortune diminishes. We stop fighting against the inevitable and instead focus on responding with courage and grace. This shift allows us to move through life with greater ease, knowing that each experience, even the difficult ones, contributes to our personal development. Moreover, embracing fate helps release the weight of regret and bitterness. Instead of lamenting what could have been, we turn our attention to what can be learned and how we can grow. Every experience, regardless of its initial discomfort, becomes an opportunity to refine our understanding of ourselves and the world. This outlook transforms pain into purpose, allowing us to meet adversity with strength rather than resistance. Amor Fati is not about passive acceptance, but about choosing to see value in every twist of life's path. It's about greeting each experience, whether it brings joy or hardship, as a necessary part of the journey. This perspective instills a sense of empowerment, where every challenge becomes an opportunity to strengthen character and deepen wisdom. By aligning with this mindset, life's unpredictability becomes less intimidating. We stop seeing obstacles as disruptions and start seeing them as invitations to rise and grow. Each moment, no matter how challenging, contributes to a deeper understanding of life and a stronger sense of self. In the end, practicing Amor Fati is about more than enduring hardships. It's about embracing them as part of a greater whole. It's about finding joy in the flow of life, trusting that every moment, whether easy or difficult, carries meaning and value. This approach offers not only peace, but a profound sense of liberation, as we learn to thrive through every experience, turning life's inevitable trials into opportunities for strength and growth. Let's continue this journey together by applying these timeless principles in our daily lives, building resilience and nurturing inner calm. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow stronger and more grounded. If you found value in these insights, share this with others who might benefit and help spread this message of strength and wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more reflections that inspire and empower. Your support helps us grow this community and continue exploring life's deeper lessons. Together, let's turn obstacles into stepping stones toward a life of clarity and inner peace.